Nen is one of the most complex abilities we have seen, not just in anime and manga, but in fiction. I definitely want to say the concept of Nen is such a really good concept. It's an amazing concept, to be honest. And I want to, before I can continue talking about Nen and what this whole video is really about, because you guys are probably looking at the title and thinking, when Nen isn't enough, what is that even all about? I'm going to explain all of that in a few minutes, but I want to talk about this. There's been a fake news kind of a Hunter is returning, X Hunter is returning. People are telling me that. They say that's been confirmed to return the anime and the manga. That is fake news. There has been no confirmation. If there is a confirmation, and there is kind of like hints to something, which I will make a video on if you guys do want me to talk about it, I will be the one to tell you guys. You guys saw my pretty much my previously 2018, 2017. Whenever I say Hunter is returning, it returns. So if you guys see me make a video saying Hunter is returning, it's going to return. If I don't make a video saying it's not returning, it's probably not going to return. So all these fake news, like these tweets that you see Hunter returning, it's all fake news, and I'm seeing it like go viral even, and it's kind of sad. It was just playing with Hunter's fans' emotions. It's not a good thing to do, honestly. This series is such an amazing series. People around the world love it, and just to play around with their feelings, I honestly got a little bit ticked off seeing these things. No sources. So definitely want to say that's just my thoughts. Do you guys want to hear Nenmac's thoughts on these fake news coming out? Yo, I don't really like using the term fake news, but it is what it is. Yo. But yeah, continuing with this whole subject on when Nen isn't enough. Like I said, the concept of Nen is very cool, very intense, but people really are focusing on Nen when it comes to Hunter. That's all I think about it. We've seen in different shonens and different fictions, there's always been more than just one sort of power, and I feel like Nen is not going to be the only power in Hunter. I feel like Togashi might build up another power that he's kind of been throwing hints and sprinkling it throughout the story. So Nen might not be the only power in the story, like I said, and it's definitely gonna bring a lot of hype. Now, in the beginning of the story, we all know that Gon and Killua, the main characters of the story, never had Nen. They were just going through their journey as pretty much OP kids. Yo. They're OP, pretty powerful kids, especially Killua. Now, Gon was pretty strong, but Killua was immensely strong. Like, we saw Killua, I believe, right before the Heavens Arena arc, rank Hisoka, Hanzo, Gon, and Killua. And he had Hisoka at the top. He had Hanzo a little bit, Hanzo under Hisoka. Then he had Killua under Hanzo, I believe. Then he had Gon at the bottom. Like, he just showcases how crazy powerful, of course, Hisoka was, because Hisoka had Nen at the time. Hanzo didn't have Nen, Killua didn't have Nen, but Hanzo and Killua were still powerful without Nen. Just a pretty cool moment in the story. I want to talk more about Gon and Killua's journey, because they had no Nen, but they had a pretty good teacher in Wing. I'm still excited to see his Hatsu. I think it's gonna be really OP, really powerful, very cool to see when they show Wing's Hatsu. But I definitely want to say it pretty much showed that you need Nen in Hunter, or else you're toast, you're dead meat. And that's pretty much something that a lot of fans and a lot of people have just pretty much said: Nen or you're dead. Nen or you're dead. I like the sound of that, but I feel like there's more to the story, and I feel like Togashi is definitely hiding some things. Now, before I continue and talk about when Nen isn't enough and what's other than Nen, I want to talk about what Nen is. Nen is pretty much one of the most coolest concepts of powers we've seen in anime, and one of the biggest things I want to talk about is the different types of Nens. There's Transmuter, there's Manipulator, there's Conjurer, there's Emitter, there's an Enhancer, and of course there's Specialist, in which that's the one that intrigues the fans the most. And it's kind of funny because a Specialist intrigues the fans the most, but the main character is an Enhancer, the most simplest one of all the Nens. It just showcases that you see this in different stories, like One Piece. Luffy, it has the most simplest fruit ability. It just, the simplest powers, the author loves to give the main character the simplest powers because it shows their growth and shows them, like even like another story like Naruto, where Naruto, he has of course a crazy nine-tail power inside of him, but he's just a simple kid who really is not that skillful, unlike Sasuke, his rival. Unlike in Hunter, we see Killua was very skillful, and Gon is just a simple kid. He's powerful, but he's just a simple kid. Also Luffy is simple with his fruit ability. He's a monster, but of course Zoro is the one who showcased the training and the skill and the three-sword style. So you see this in a lot of stories, and I definitely want to say it's pretty cool. I definitely want to say Nen is something that is huge, and if there's going to be something other than Nen, it has to be, how to say this, on the same level of it, and that's what I'm about to talk about. Now, before I explain what's other than Nen, I gotta talk about Ging, because Ging did something that was so impressive in the manga. And spoiler alert for anime only, but this is what Ging Freaks did. If you want to skip ahead, you can skip ahead. Ging Freaks was able to copy Nen abilities, and not just copy Nen abilities, use other people's Nen abilities after being hit by them. So he has to be hit by your Nen ability. If he gets hit by your Nen ability, he can use your Nen ability and use it even better than you can use it. Well, as we saw with Leorio, when he didn't steal, but he kind of copied Leorio's emitter techniques and did it better, was doing some next level Doctor / Nen type abilities in the manga. That is super OP, and that's what a lot of people think Ging Freaks is one of the strongest characters in the story. And he's like, it's not even my Nen ability, it's just something I learned to do. Ging Freaks, and of all the people in the story that I believe that might have learned something other than Nen, I feel like Ging Freaks is the one, and he is going to be a pivotal moment in the Dark Continent arc. And this leads to my final point when it comes to when Nen isn't enough. So when Nen isn't enough, I believe the Dark Continent arc is the main whereabouts where we're going to find out that Nen is not enough. There's going to be something else you need other than Nen to make you to the next level. And I feel like this arc is going to showcase that a power matching Nen and craziness, and the concepts can be just as good as Nen. And it's might be to block out Nen, it could be just to add an effect to Nen in a sense. But I definitely want to say there's going to be a power that's going to emerge, not in the normal world in Hunter x Hunter, in the Dark Continent. That's where everything's going to go crazy in the madness. And when we see this new power, I feel like other characters know this power, but they haven't shown it yet. And when we find out about it in a flashback, in the future of the story, we're going to be in complete shock. So when Nen isn't enough, that's the title of the video, and I think the Dark Continent is really going to be the answer to that title. But tell me your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this whole ability of Nen not being the only video in Hunter x Hunter? And like I said, if there's new Hunter x Hunter news, I will talk about it if you guys want me to talk about it, because there is a couple of hints and leaks to Hunter x Hunter that I could talk about on my channel. But you guys have to like the video, you guys have to turn on notification, and you guys have to ask, yo, bring the Hunter x Hunter news, because I usually just bring the big Hunter x Hunter news. When there's a big news that is confirmation, I would definitely talk about it on my channel. But there's little things I could talk about. I could debunk news articles, and I can do many things if you guys want to do it. So definitely want to say we're all Hunter x Hunter fans, so I really want to respect that. And yo, we all love this series, so cool stuff. Like and share if you enjoyed, like and share only if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Hunter x Hunter content. I'm Nenmac, and I'm gone.